Hey, you guys. I don't know what's going on with my lighting. Oh, there we go. Cool. Oh, this is good today. I haven't been on here in a while, but I'm just gonna talk because I gotta paint my top coat on my nails. These are press-ons. These are the Art Box press-ons, but I've got to train a couple clients, so I got to do a face and then just finish up these nails. So I'm gonna talk to you guys kind of like a Mindset Monday chat. I hope you guys are doing okay. It's really hard for me to get online. My schedule has changed quite a bit in terms of just like I'm still falling into a routine of okay, when can I film? When do I rest? When do I make dinner? When do I clean? When do I, it's just and I'm working on, okay, if I train clients on these days, like just getting my schedule a little bit more consistent. So that's why I haven't really been on here. And to be honest, it's hard to make like ready made like recorded content because you got to put a face on and then you got to set up your camera and then you know what I mean? And I just like your girl doesn't have it right now. Okay. Like, I'm trying to be supportive to my husband and just do, just be, you know, actually fulfill my role of a wife. So anyway, but what I want to talk about is how we are going to survive these next 4 years. And this is not an indictment on the current administration, though there are many things wrong. This is more so about like just a lot of people are talking about the great lock-in, right? And that's fine. Um, but the main thing that people are going to have to acquire and reacquire is going to be resilience. And you guys know I talk about this a lot on my channel because I think when it comes to weight loss, the reason why a lot of people do not succeed is because they simply do not have resilience, which requires patience. They simply cannot withstand failure. And part of being resilient is being being open to failure and being okay with potentially failing and then having to start over and over and over or not seeing results immediately and going, okay, well, I didn't see results immediately, but I'm going to keep going. um and we're entering an era with AI, with information overload, even with, let's say, like government layoffs. There's just so much happening at once where if you do not get some resilience, you are going to get swept behind. You're going to get swept behind because people are making moves, unprecedented moves in business, um, in technology that we didn't really see coming. And it's going to be harder for people to survive. Um, and so you're going to have to be willing to withstand like the storm that's coming. And I was talking to, I don't know who I was talking to the other day about this and about how in our childhood, my childhood, um, I we were forced to do a lot of things that we didn't necessarily want to do. And because we were forced to do that, it's not unheard of for us now, for me now to say, oh, I hate this thing, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because we were forced to put ourselves in positions where we had to work for things, it's not unheard of that now I'm like, oh, restarting this. I'm having to do this all over again. I don't have that. I'm not afraid of trying and failing and trying and failing and trying and failing. And that's something that everybody is going to have to get better at. And it's harder when you're an adult because when you're a child, you do have a little bit more plasticity in your brain. So you're not as hardened. You're more resilient. Like you bounce back sooner. Whereas when you're an adult, you can really get down on yourself and really beat yourself up when things aren't going exactly the way that you want them to. Whereas when you're a kid, you kind of have this like doughy eyed, bright eyed, rainbows in the sky feeling. So even if you do fail, you will try again because what else, you don't know anything different. And but now it seems like people are like are more willing to just doom scroll or involve themselves on social media instead of getting up and getting out and making a way. And I know that is like such an unpopular thing to say. It's so unpopular, but that's what it's going to take. My husband is in real estate, and we were just having a conversation this morning. Like, he's doing really, really well. But the reason why he's doing well is because the man has, at least when it comes to real estate, he has no, like, he doesn't care what he has to do. So he's willing to talk to 1,000,000 people if that means he'll get one yes and 999,999 no's. Like, he's willing to do that. I can tell you right now, that is not my cup of tea. Like, that is not how I function, but that's how he functions. And when it comes to jobs, job security, a lot of people are getting laid off. Not as many companies are hiring. Yes, companies are hiring, but not as many companies are hiring. So are you willing to go through 999,999 interviews before the millionth one says yes? Like, are you willing to do that? And that's what it's going to take. It's not going to be like, we're not in a thriving economy right now. We're not in a thriving time. People are on edge. They're on the edge of their seats. People are uncomfortable. There's a lot of things changing day to day. So you're not going to get that comfort that we got previously. And the question is, what are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about it? You have options. You can sit down and say, oh, well, life sucks. This is too bad, too hard. I don't want to deal with it. Or you can say, you know what? I've got to live anyway. Tomorrow will come, the next day will come, next week will come. Nothing ever came easy. Nothing worth having comes easy. And I know that's like not popular to say, but anybody who lives in reality knows that you have to work for things. You do. You have to do things when you don't want to do them. Now, they don't have to be excruciating, they don't have to be unbearable, but it's going to take some work. Like, this idea that things are just going to fall into your lap at the right place at the right time is a load of crap. That nothing has ever happened that way. What you see happening is people working years and years behind the scenes. And then all of a sudden, one day, it looks like they got overnight success, but they've been working at 10 years saying no, like hearing a bunch of no's, hearing a bunch of not yet, failing, their projects not making it, all of that stuff. The question is, are you going to be able to do that? Are you the one who's going to do that? And that's for me too. That's for me too, because you guys know I'm starting my business all over again in a new city. So for me too, it's like, okay, you're in a different city, different population, different needs, different motivation levels, different hunger levels. Are you going to be able to withstand the no's, the empty schedules, the one-offs? Are you going to be able to withstand this until a time comes where your schedule is full again? Are you going to be able to handle that? Are you going to be able to budget appropriately? Are you going to be able to, curb your spending? All of these things that come with a different economy, a different lifestyle. That's a big question that we all have to ask ourselves, is like, are we willing to wait? Are we willing to be patient? And then are we willing to, in the midst of that patience, keep working at it? And this, you guys know, I talk about this as it relates to health and fitness all the time. There is so much mental fortitude that goes into being healthy and fit that people don't talk about. People who are actually fit, there's a lot of mental battles that they have fought for years, and some of them are continuing to fight, that say, no, don't do that, do this. No, don't do that, do this. No, don't do that, do this. Oh, I know you want to do this, but no, do that. There's a lot of mental fortitude that goes into being a healthy person, being a successful person, being a wealthy person, and that's all resilient. It's about being able to, because it's a battle, okay? People don't like warrior language. People don't like battle language. But it's a battle. It's a battle mostly up here. to battle mostly appear. It's like, okay, am I going to be resilient enough to withstand people's comments about what I'm doing with my life, whether that's with business, whether that's with starting a new job, whether that's with health and fitness? Am I able to withstand their comments? That's resilience. Or am I going to cave in and give in because I don't see the results? Quiet as it's kept, a lot of people will make comments when they start to see results because they don't want you to do better than they are. So they'll make comments actually when they see the results. And even though because you're so hard on yourself, you don't see them, they will make comments and say, oh, you, you didn't be doing that. Watching you get healthier. And then you're thinking, oh, they're making comments about me. I shouldn't be doing this. No. Are you going to be resilient enough to say, I don't really care because this is not about anybody else but my own health? Are you going to be resilient enough to say, okay, I'm not seeing results immediately, but I got, I, God willing, I have 10 more years to live, 20 more years to live, 30 more years to live, 40 more years to live. What's the point in giving up? Because I have 40 more years to live. At least I'm not going backwards, right? I've had this conversation frequently with a lot of my clients because there comes a point in your weight loss journey where so you'll lose weight, right? You'll lose weight and then your body will plateau. And when people plateau, that's typically when they either try and do something extreme or they revert back to their old habits and they gain weight again. And I've been trying to get my clients to understand that to ride that plateau, that's resilience. Ride that plateau where maybe you're not seeing the scale move, but your body is readjusting. So oftentimes what happens is you lose weight, you'll plateau, your body will change, like the body composition will change, but the scale won't move. So you'll start to look fitter, leaner, tighter, clothes will look better, but the scale won't move. And in that scale not moving, because we're so fixated on that, we think we're not making progress and we forget that we're not going backwards, which is a big deal. It's a big deal if you can maintain your weight. That's a big deal. That's resilience too. But a lot of us get caught up in the downward trajectory. Am I going down versus, okay, I may not be going down, but I'm also not going backwards. And that's pretty cool too. Because eventually, if you keep doing the right thing, the weight loss will come again. It will start to come again. So just the resilience that's required to withstand the ups and downs, the ebbs and flow of eat, everything, wealth building, uh, even building, putting on muscle building, weight loss, job market, all of that. Like we're coming into a time where if you don't have that, you are going to be in a dire situation. You're going to be in a dire situation because that is going to be the secret key to success for a lot of people is basically who's willing to forego because we are living in a time with short attention spans. People are unable to do things for a long period of time, like even take a supplement for a long period of time, right? Because they're so used to the immediacy. And the only people who are going to find success, like true success, are going to be the people who are willing to do it the old school way. The old school way is going to be the only thing that works. You might see a little glimmer of hope for these quick fixes, but the old school way is going to be the way that works. And the old school way requires resilience. The old school way requires you to be okay with waiting, to be okay with patience. And so yeah, that's just something that I've been recognizing and realizing, and that I wanted to share with you guys in my in my tattered state. I gotta go put a face on before I go see the world, go see the public. I trained clients early this morning, but then I took a shower and did all my stuff. But that's just something that I've been realizing and I've been thinking about, and that I was, talking to my husband about today too, because people are like, oh my gosh, how are you doing so well? And it's like, yeah, he's just not willing to say, well, the economy's horrible. And so I guess I'm going to just sit here and wait. And, I guess I won't make it. Like he's just not willing to do that. And the people who are going to win are going to be the people who are willing to do it the old school way. Get up, talk to people face to face, network old school, show up here's my resume, call people, be proactive. Those are the things that are going to get you through this. So anyway, those are just my Monday thoughts, you guys. Nothing specific or particular, but I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna try and get back on the YouTubes. We're at a wedding all week, so this week is going to be probably difficult to film unless I have a chunk of time. I do have some recordings done, but I need to edit them and then put them out. So like some podcast style stuff recorded. So I'll edit that and put that out for you guys. But anyway, if you enjoyed this little rant, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.